Hello everyone, Chad Addy here. At the time of recording this, I am hungover. Um, but nonetheless, let's go into the video. So after some raid testing on beta, I ended up having a few thoughts on Voidweaver. I will not be talking about Oracle, because at the time of testing and making of this video, Oracle is so far behind Voidweaver in throughput that I can't really justify trying it out, which feels really sad, but yeah. So let's go into it. So to give some context for Voidweaver, I tested it early in beta and much later, seeing the later bosses in Mythic and the later bosses in Heroic. And through this entire process, there was quite a bit of dooming about the performance of Disc Priest in beta, so I was expecting to not do so well. However, although some specs were obviously quite powerful, in first testing Mistweavers were super powerful, and in later testing Holy Paladins were very, very strong. It did still feel like Disc had a lot of power. Regardless, let's talk about a few of the issues Disc had when testing that I felt were problematic. The fact that at mid to low haste levels, Entropic Rift can only expire and explode inside your Radiance Atonements if you use Mind Blast before Radiance, effectively losing Void Blast casts, which felt really bad. I would like to see the Rift exploding just 1 second earlier, roughly, just to make it fit Disc a little bit better. Just so that early in the expansion we're not pressing Mind Blast Radiance in Raid. Obviously this doesn't really concern Evangelism ramps and such, but hugely problematic for other ramps. My other concerns are quite small. For example, Rapture only going on cooldown after you've used your shields. The desyncing of my CDs through that felt very arbitrary. Moving the cadence like that just seems useless. So the cooldown is just not strong enough in my mind to nerf it. So hopefully this will just get changed, and this gets to have its Rapture go on cooldown as it's pressed, not as it expires. And another problem, obviously, which a lot of people have already brought up, is the pet playstyle. But I'm not as critical of the pet playstyle as I used to be, and I will talk about why next. A few of the positives then. Some of the nodes in Voidweaver and Entropic Rift itself, coupled with Void Blast, makes Disc far more nuanced. So in testing, I could do mini ramps that did very, very well, where all I sent was a Rad and Mind Blast. Just a Rift and a Void Blast was doing some serious heavy lifting, even without a pet. And I think the Disc now has what we didn't have in the end of Dragonflight, where we can do good healing outside of our pets. And I think this is a huge step forward. um, it's also very obvious that our pet windows are still where we are at our strongest, but it's really nice that on fights where you can cycle a radiance between your main ramps, those mini ramps will now feel a lot more meaningful. And kind of going on about some of the positives for me about testing Voidweaver on beta, I can also add that you know World of Warcraft is a very spreadsheeted game, and people mostly care about performance, as I showed early in this video. Um, but I do think that it matters how good a spec feels to play, how it looks, what flavor it has, and I think that Voidweaver is a slam dunk in that sense. It feels very good to play. Mind Blast, the button feels amazing. The animations, the whole flavor of Voidweaver is amazing. And I think that it matters that my character does cool things when I play, and I definitely feel like Voidweaver is doing that for me. So huge positive as well. Anyway, I know that it's not a very long video. I do hope that you still enjoyed it, and I also hope that you all enjoy Voidweaver in The War Within. And I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.